Hi, McKenna. Hi, McKenna. We're gonna get cutting in a minute. What happened? Mute, 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 mute. Good. All right. So anybody that was watching before, sorry for the stop, but there was something in my eye that I just could not get out. So the description says I was using a 2/0 bleed, but I switched to a 3/0 just to do these. I wanted to try them out on the very tiny lines and see how it actually cut. And it's cutting pretty good. It's a little bit hard to get this in because kind of bent a little bit. Oh, well, there we go. Fixes that. Change the blade. I don't actually have a tube for these because I don't think I ever used them before. Maybe I should, yeah, do these. I'll switch back to a 2/0 bleed after I cut these little. It's cutting pretty good. Only a couple more spots. Whew. If anybody has any questions, just type them in and in between cuts, I'll try and answer any questions. That all can be done with a larger blade. I mean, all this could really be done with the 2/0 blade. I was just trying these out since I ordered them. Whoops. I wanted to test them out, see how they It's going to do a couple of puzzle names for kids. And this blade looks small. I just want to see how it cut. So far it's been pretty good. Hey, what's up, Danny? How are you? How's the weather? How's the weather out there? We're down there, really. Whew, that is small. Oh, not blocking. Ah, did it. First time I did that in about 300 holes. Yeah, Russ, I got. My wife thinks it may have been sawdust, but I don't know. I thought it was a piece of hair out of my eye. Still sore, but I could see out of it. You want the link, Russ? All right, hold on. All right, Russ, I sent it. Ow. Hey, Patrick. Yeah, I'm back at it. How's your day going, Patrick? How's our girl Ice doing? This one's gonna.
What's about it?
All right, there you are.
I made it.
You made it.
Yeah, I was out in the shop working on that project again, and everything was running smooth. So I thought I'd take a walk away, and then you popped up.
Oh,
Lucky timing.
that's it.
Hello, Patrick.
It was on
Pat.
before, and I just got. I don't know if it was sawdust or an eyelash or something. Got in the
Oh
corner of
shoot.
my eye, and it. I couldn't keep it open. It hurt so bad. It's still sore as anything right now, but at least I can keep it open.
Well, next time you talk to Charles, you ask him about how I feel about stuff in my eyes. Oh, he rides me about that big time. It's pretty bad. I got one of those phobias with the eyes.
Oh, all right.
Oh, it's bad. If I get sawdust in my eye and I can't get it out here, I have to go to the emergency room.
Oh, wow.
It's bad, and I can't open my eyes when I got them needles coming at me. Oh, it just kills me. But I tell the doctors ahead of time. I said, get you some help because you're going to have to hold me down.
Oh,
I
geez.
said, I'm telling you straight up in advance. I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I ain't trying to be a real, you know what? But I said, I have one of those phobias and I just can't stand it. And when they go to trying to peel my eyelids back, they're holding me down with about four people.
Oh,
It's bad. My wife laughs at me when that happens. I said, "You just don't understand. I just can't stand it." I feel like the mothership has got me, and they're coming at me with the needles. Man, it just scares me to death. It's horrible. I understand how people feel about phobias because I got it with my eyes. I can't even watch my wife putting drops in her eyes because it makes my eyes water.
Oh wow.
It's horrible. Weird. Been like that my whole life. So I goggle up. Believe me. Oh, because a
I mean,
flake of
I have my
sawdust anywhere
glasses
can
on,
get me. Do what?
and I have my glasses on, but
Yeah,
and the saw is a heck of a lot far away from my face.
I
So
understand.
I think it's just it may have been sawdust after I tried to wipe the the eyelash out of my eye.
Could have been.
Because you have it on residue on your hand, and
Oh, that
not
would be a killer
thinking
for me.
it just it is sore still, but at least I can keep it open most of the time.
Well, I've got some safety glasses that excuse me have readers in the bottom, like bifocals at the bottom of the lenses, so I can see up close
Oh,
if I'm
nice.
looking down and stuff. But I can't find them jokers, and so I've been wearing just my regular glasses, and so far it's only been it got me one time, and I was able to get it out before I had to go to the emergency room. But I've been lucky. That CNC machine throws some sawdust.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize how much dust MDF makes.
Oh God.
So when I put down the spoil board,
Yeah.
and then I uh, I let it flatten it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the house, and then I come out, and oh my God, it was everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's horrible stuff. You
I'm
have
like,
to
oh
wear
my
a
God.
mask. You have to wear everything you can get. You almost have to go with a hazmat suit on for that stuff. I haven't
Yeah,
used any of it yet. I see it, and I said, no. I know everybody says that it cuts real good and all this kind of stuff, but I just don't want to deal with that kind of mess. I've got enough of a dirty shop without that.
yeah, but I didn't have any dust collection at the time.
Right.
Well, I technically still don't have it hooked up to the CNC, but
You know, I've got that dust collector from Harbor Freight, but it ain't hooked up to the CNC machine. I use it from a planer,
yep.
and I use I got two shop vacs. I got a little 5 gallon one, and I got a 14 gallon. And I think I might have to get with Patrick to get me some adapters for
Oh,
that
there you
thing
go.
to work
Yeah,
with
that'll
the
work.
CNC. Got the right guy. As soon as I do my measuring up, see what I got to have, I'm gonna get a hold of you, Patrick. How many people you got watching?
I think it says 12.
Wow, quiet.
Yeah, Saturday. Everybody's
Yeah.
getting ready for Super Bowl tomorrow.
Ah, yeah, I know. I had to ask Alexa, what time is the Super Bowl?
6 o'clock, right? No.
That's what she tell me. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it was today, February the 1st, but it ain't.
I don't know
Yeah,
why they don't move it to Saturday. There's nothing
I
going on
wouldn't either.
Saturday before.
Yeah, well, I think they have the Sunday Pro schedule. They want to keep with that maybe.
Yeah.
Saturdays for college. We've moved up.
Yeah, there's no college on now.
I know. I know. It's just a build up for it, I guess. Got to keep you strung out a little longer.
Yeah.
Wins. This one, if I had to pull for a team, I'd pull for Kansas City because
That's who I'm
Patrick Mahomes
that's
is a
who I'm
Texas
pulling.
boy.
Oh, I just don't like San Francisco 49ers.
I'm never liked San Francisco. Never have.
Nope.
I didn't
Not
really care
since
for him. Well,
Terrell Owens,
oh yeah.
took it away from us, the Giants, when we were playing them.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
forget what
happy
year that was.
that have you happy that Eli retired?
No.
I thought he had another year or two left in him, to tell you the truth.
I think he personally, I think, has more years in him. It's the stinking ownership that doesn't want to spend money for an offensive line.
It's been that way for a long time too.
Oh yeah. So
I know what you mean.
it's just like my Mets. Ownership
Yeah.
doesn't want to pay money for good players, so we get what we get.
Yeah. That always makes you not even want to bother looking now. How
Most
they
of the
put
time,
butts in the seats.
yeah. I don't watch them often, but every once in a while.
Were you a Knicks fan back in the 80s?
Yeah, back in the day with what's his face, Ewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ewing and Spreewell.
Yeah. Latrell Sprewell.
Yep.
I remember that name. It's hard to forget. Yeah. Yeah. I was I was a Rockets fan since I'm over here, but I never really cared for Magic Johnson and the Lakers. Because I'm the type of guy that don't like cocky. And they were cocky. And I liked the Boston Celtics because they were a everyday man's team, blue collar. That was more my cup of tea. That's why I'm proud to say it that I was not a Muhammad Ali fan. I was a Joe Frazier fan because of the cockiness. I couldn't stand cockiness. Hate that stuff. Even to today, I can't stand somebody that's cocky. That's why I've been looking here lately on the YouTube videos, and you see all these young boxers and stuff coming up all trash talking before the fights and cocky as all hell, and then they get their butts creamed in the ring. And it tickles me to death to see them get their butt spanked. I hate cocky.
Yeah.
And that's to me, that's how Magic. I like Magic Johnson now, but I didn't like him then.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Bird as well. I liked the whole team that Boston had, except when they beat my Rockets twice. But it's that cocky attitude that really gets on my last nerve. But I like Patrick Ewing. I like them all now. They're all friends now.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah,
they're all old.
Yeah, they're all old. Yeah, I saw a few videos back of Patrick when he was doing Dan Patrick, and he still looked kind of young, but that was an older one. Then I saw him later in life. Man, that dude got old. Lord have mercy, they're old. They're all about my age. He's a little younger than I am. But what's his name? Larry Bird. He's about a year or so younger than me. So he's old. But that's when basketball was basketball, brothers. Let me tell you right now. They don't play basketball today. Look like they play ballet. You can't. There's no defense.
They're barely playing football today.
I see it. Well, true, but I saw a thing where Stephen A. Smith was doing his show with who was it? Skip somebody. I can't remember his damn last name. He's from Texas too. They were doing something. They were talking about how soft today's game is in basketball, and he said, Stephen said, you can't touch them anymore. There's no defense. You can't shove them. You can't hold them. You can't do anything. Stephen said, if you just pass gas by him, you're gonna catch fire. It was so bad. They said that they were talking about could the players in the '80s compete with today's players.
No.
In today's game, oh yeah, they could.
Well, no, I'm saying the
Some
guys
of them
today
could.
wouldn't be able to
Yeah, the guys
hack
today
it.
wouldn't be able to handle it
Yeah.
as far as the physicality.
Hmm.
You know, they're better shooters today, but they're not physical like they used to be. I mean, you come out with broken teeth and broken ribs back when you were playing in those days. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and you can't touch them. You can't even put a finger on them without getting a foul. See, so they don't even bother playing defense. Yeah, but they were asking, could Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan play and be as good as they were back then in today's league? Everybody said they would kill today's players, and they
Hmm.
could compete. There was no doubt about it. You
Oh,
said that's
yeah.
why they call them legends. They're legends for a reason. I've
Yep.
been watching all that old stuff. I can't help it. That's my time frame. I don't. I haven't watched a new age baseball game, basketball game in years. But like I said, after football, after this tomorrow night's game, there ain't nothing to do until August. No more football, nothing to watch on TV.
Just thinking how many more projects you'll get to.
Yeah. You know what my wife tells me? She says,
But
why don't you go out there and make something you can sell? I said, but I'm making what I like. I'm still working on that Paris plaque out there. That's a long project. It's a pretty good size project for the size of it.
mm,
It's looking at it, it's over 1.6 million lines of code, and the thing ain't but about 6 inches tall. And
how long is that cut gonna be?
oh shoot, long time.
Jeez.
I've been working on it for hours, but I'll let it go, and then it's running right now. I decided I'd just walk away from it. Everything was looking good, but I'll run it for about 2 or 3 hours, and then I'll just shut it down and pick up where I left off the next day, and go do something else.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a long time. It takes about an hour to run about 100,000 lines of code at the speed that I'm going, and there's over 1.5 million of them. So long time. Looking good though. I've got it just over halfway done. I just made just over halfway today, so it's looking pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah, starting to look like something other than a big blob of nothing. You know what I mean? I get tired of waiting for the ending.
Oh yeah.
So you're gonna do another one after this one?
Probably not tonight. Tomorrow I'll probably try and bang out the last two proud to be plaques I have left,
Oh yeah.
and
Did you
then
buy every one of them she's got?
not everyone.
You seem like you got them all, man.
No, she's got quite a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah, she does some good stuff. I like her work.
Then I have two two logos one logo and one sign to do.
Mm-hmm.
The sign I'll probably do live. The logo I'm gonna do as a video and
Oh,
then
okay.
release it after I give it to the person.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can't let nobody see it until it's delivered. I know that feeling.
Yeah, it's a surprise for them, so it's like
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they follow me or nothing, but I don't want to take the chance of them getting wind of it prior to.
I've done that a time or two myself.
You know, you like when people cry when you give them stuff, so
Yeah.
they know ahead
Well,
of time. There's no tears, man.
yeah. Believe it or not, I did that once. I was still working at the post office at the time, and there was a company on my route. There was a Christian company. They sold Christian items like necklaces and all kinds of stuff Christian related all over the world. And they got to be pretty good friends to me. They took good care of me, and of course I took good care of them too. And we got to be pretty good friends. And one day, out of the blue, I started working on a project, uh, and I took a one of those little small table rounds that you buy at the big box stores, an 18-inch or 20-inch version, and brought it home and stained it, and I carved it with a tree of life in it, and then I had outer bands on it, and to circle the whole thing. And in those bands, I put every name of everybody that worked in that building.
Oh, wow.
And I asked one of the girls that I was Facebook friends with, I said, make sure I got all these names spelt right. She didn't see the project. She just made sure I had all the names spelt right, because a couple of them were spelt different than you would normally think. And had them all right. And so I finished it up, and I put what you call those, a hook on the, not a hook on the back, where you can hang it, keyhole
Mhm.
slot.
Yep.
Yeah, I put one of those on there, and I brought it up to them. And the guy that owned the place wasn't there that day, but I gave it to all the ladies, and they showed it to him the next day. When I got there, he gave me the biggest hug. He said, "You're not going to believe how timely this thing is." And he had just finished writing one of his second or third book, and I didn't even know he wrote books. But he said the Tree of Life featured prominently in that book that he had just got through writing. And I said, I said, this must be God given, because originally when I started thinking of this project, the Tree of Life wasn't even in my mind.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
And I just thought one day I saw a picture of the Tree of Life, and I said, man, that looked good. I like that one. So I put that on there. It was just like that. It was said it's God given or something. And I gave it to him, and he hung it up on his wall, and it's still there to this day.
No,
Pretty
that's
neat
pretty
little
cool.
piece. Yeah, I said that I had no idea. I told him straight out. I said, when I first started this project, I didn't have an idea to put a Tree of Life in there, but I saw one that I liked, and that's why I went ahead and changed my mind and used it. And it was big and prominent on that plaque. And he said, "You're not going to believe how on time that is." It was amazing. It almost made me cry. And I said, "Whoa, I have to stop. Let me go. Let me go outside, get my eyes right." But yeah, that was a funny thing that happened.
I forgot another hole. Man,
Uh oh. Uh
holy
oh.
cow. It's the second one I found.
Well, there's a lot of them on that little one.
It's not so bad. It's 133. Well, 135, I should say now, since the two I missed.
All right, who won the giveaway?
No, I don't got no giveaway.
Oh. You almost got it knocked out, huh?
Uh, well, yes and no.
You doing 3 of them?
4.
Oh, 4?
This is what's going to take a little bit of time,
Yeah.
because just in here is 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18. It's like almost 30 just in this one little section.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bottom's done. I'm almost done with this left side, and then I'll work on the right side.
Yeah. You're about halfway done.
Yeah, I would say about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably have to go back out in the shop in a bit to make sure everything's all right. Did you tell me you went to the woodworking show this year?
I'm gonna go when it comes to Jersey.
Oh, okay.
I have not gone yet.
Okay.
That's the second weekend in March, I think.
Okay. Well, it must have been Jim Bashir's, I think. Then he's going at the one in Indianapolis.
That's
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember if you had already gone. I didn't know which one was closer. I didn't even know they were coming to Jersey.
Yeah, they come to Jersey every year.
Okay. He said there's still no peach tree.
No, they backed out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's because of everything that was happening last year with them, or
I'm assuming that it has probably something to do with that.
because
Yeah. They
they
hadn't
even
brought.
last year they had a light section. You know.
Yeah. Well, somebody else was handling it for them. It wasn't them
Yep.
doing it. They just brought their
Correct.
stuff down for them.
Yep.
That's what I heard anyway. And Peachtree has been out of it for a couple of years now. So I didn't wasn't sure about this year or not, but I guess they're still gone.
Yeah, and there's no Atlanta show this year.
Right? Yeah. So that's a shame.
Yep.
Everybody went to that one, man.
So a lot of the guys went to the Springfield one this year. I went somewhere with my wife, so I couldn't make it.
Right. Well, that's the one I was thinking of whenever I thought about you, and because I didn't know they did one in Jersey. So yeah, yeah, I will probably go to the one in
And as of
Houston.
now, I'm not coming to Houston.
Well, that's the one I'm going to.
I think
It's
Wes
not.
is going.
Yeah, West. He already told me. I talked to him the other night. He's asked me was I coming. I said, "You bet your bippy I'm coming."
Mhm.
uh, the are you still sponsored with Bearwood?
Bearwood. Yep.
Okay, I guess they're going to be there, right?
Yeah, they're going there, and
Okay.
Bob will be there. The Vance will be there. Stephen will be there, and but I don't know. As of now, I'm not going. Things can
Okay.
change.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I wonder if Steve Good's going to be there. I'll have to ask him.
How far of a ride is it?
It's a pretty good jump.
Yeah.
I think he lives in Kentucky, huh?
Yeah, he lives in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's a pretty good little drive.
You know. And when he was in where were we? Ohio? Where were we?
Yeah, that was a scroll saw thing.
Yeah, where'd we go? Oh no, the it was Ohio. It was the
one that me and
carving
I had to
show.
put on.
No, it was a carving show.
Oh, okay.
And we were there, and he's really he's got like I guess you could call it like a therapy dog. Like he
Really?
loves his dog. Like he
No,
doesn't like
who
to go
does?
far.
Who has this?
I think Steve is the one that he
Because
loves
I
his
never saw
dog.
him with one.
No, not that he carries it around with him. I'm saying like
Okay.
not really a therapy, but like it's more than just a pet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like his kid. almost. So he doesn't like to leave it.
Yeah,
It doesn't like when he leaves.
I know that feeling. I
You
got
know.
one like that. Yeah, because I
So
saw
I
him.
think Ohio. I think Ohio. He left. He left the night when we were done. He left and went home just because the dog, wasn't eating like it was supposed to. Because
Yeah.
it was sad. But
Wow.
so I don't know how far he'd go.
Well, I
I
know
think
he came to the Houston one a couple years ago with Bearwood, and I don't remember how he said he got there. If they flew him out or he drove,
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
I can't remember. He told me, but I don't remember now. I just was wondering if he was coming back
I don't
again
know. I
this
didn't
year.
see anything on. Well, it's not till
It's
May,
in
right?
May, first week of May.
Yeah. So he probably won't put anything out there till it
Yeah.
gets closer. He usually says if he's going somewhere. He
Yeah.
usually puts it in his blog or whatever.
Yeah. I know that that place over there. It was a lot smaller than Atlanta, but they had quite a few more CNC companies over there showing their wares. Two or three of them, I believe. I know
Oh, in the Houston
Laney
show.
was there, and a couple of other companies that I don't remember who they were, but two or three of them. I I saw Jerry Brown and Michael Chips are there.
No, that's cool.
I was
Yeah.
talking to somebody at the he was the Amana representative with selling the bits and stuff,
Mm.
and I was talking to him, and Chips came up beside me, and I said, "Oh crap!" Scared the crap out of me. I didn't even see him coming, you know. So I had to tap him on top of that bald head, you know. Hey, how you doing? He said, "You got more hair in your beard than you got on your head." Oh, yeah, him and Jerry were there. Charles was there that year, and that's where I met Wes. I didn't know who he was, and Charles introduced me to him, and so now we're Facebook friends and all this kind of stuff. We're good buddies, man. I love you, man, but you're not getting my Bud Light. Yeah, yeah, I'm coming to that one. I won't spend as much money. I don't think over there. Atlanta. Believe it or not, when Peachtree was there, that's where I would get all my sponge brushes because they seem to last longer than anything I can get locally. The Walmart stuff, one and done with those things, and
Oh yeah.
with the ones over there from Peachtree, they lasted longer. You could clean them up and still use them for a little bit before they go kaput. And I'd bought them there every time I went. But you try to get them from over here at the big box store or the Walmart, they just don't last. Aggravated me to no end when I saw that they weren't going to be doing it. So shoot, I just have to make do. Stretching your back, taking a drink.
Poof. Yeah, just getting a drink.
Pulling a Charles Daring.
Is he here?
Not to my
Oh,
knowledge.
oh, oh. I thought you said Charles Deering.
No, I said that's what he was. Take a stretch. Take a just swig of Dr. Pepper. No, I talked to him early this morning before I went to bed. I didn't go to bed till about 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning, and I saw he was on Facebook, so I hollered at him. I said, "You up?" About an hour later, he got back with me. Yeah, I'm up. Yeah, he was working. I said, "You ain't got no lives going?" And so one of his regular followers, Herb Hooper, was online. Said he was bored,
There
and
you go.
I popped up at him. I said, "What? You ain't got no Charles Deering lives to look at?" He said, "Not just that." And so when I saw Charles, I said, "You ought to do a live, man. Herb's getting bored."
He was
He
in
was
here
working.
before. I don't know if he's back here now.
Oh, Herb?
Yeah, Herb.
Okay. Yeah, he was going to be sitting in a chair watching TV all weekend, bored as all get out, he said.
Mm.
I think he's a little handicapped or not handicapped, maybe, but can't hardly do much. And so he sits in that chair a lot. And that's why he likes scrolling. But he he said he was bored. Charles finished that one of those patterns. Now I think it was the Botas Helder pattern, but it looked like it was a mirror image of it or something. If I remember right, I could be wrong. I have to think about it again. But it looked just like it,
Hmm.
and it come out real nice too. But I think it was a mirror image of it, if I'm not mistaken. Now we looked at several pictures uh, on one of his last lives of koalas that he had saved, and he did a picture off of that one. That's the one we picked. And at the time, I really didn't know that it was a Helder pattern, that he had done the same one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's just the same picture in different perspectives.
Hmm.
And
That's pretty cool.
I'm thinking that's what it was, and he's put that up for sale on this thing to be donated. I believe. Yeah, but it's pretty neat. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Steve's
got
in the
a.
house. Steve Nealon.
Hey, Steve. What's happening? Yeah, I gotta finish the koala. I got like two more little sections, I think.
Oh, I was going to say, if you had two more cuts, I'd have done that in first.
Yeah. Nah.
I kept waiting for you to say two more cuts left.
That might be. It might be a little bit more than two. It's back here. Yeah, it's more than two. It's four, five. One,
Oh yeah.
two, three, 4, 5, 6,
Hold that up
7.
where the koala's upright. Yeah, that's the same pattern, I think, that Charles did. Maybe. I think it's the same pattern. Or real similar to it.
Uh,
Pretty neat. That horse down there looks pretty good too. That horse in the oval. That looks real nice.
yeah,
That's Charles's pattern?
that's Charles's pattern. That's I
Yeah.
saw it when I met Charles in Atlanta. I don't know, 4 years ago now.
Couple 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, that's neat.
I saw he brought it down to
Mm-hmm.
sell,
Yeah, Mark
and I
Saunders
had
was
a
the one that got it.
yeah, and I had a crummy scroll saw at the time, and it was a Kmart brand bench top. That
Oh,
was Kmart's brand back in the
wow.
bench top tools,
Yeah.
and it only took pinned blades, and I'm like, how can I do that? And
You
Charles was like,
can't.
oh, you can't. I'm like, okay. So I got a used DeWalt, and
Hmm.
then I did it with a flat blade.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then I was like, this is ridiculous.
I've did mine
It took me
with flat
12.
blades.
Oh yeah, it took me like 12 plus hours to do that horse head the
Wow.
first time I did it with the flat blade. And then when I got to the spiral blade, I uh I did it again. I did a double stacked. Hold on a second. Yeah. Um, I love you too, McKenna. I love you too, McKenna. So, so yeah, so it was 12. It was 12 plus hours the first cut with a flat blade. Then he introduced me to spiral blades, and then I think I double stacked it maybe, and I did it in just about 6 hours with a spiral blade.
Yeah, and
And
never knew you there was a better way, huh?
oh yeah, and I said I'm never doing this again. This is ridiculous. You know.
I have a hard time with spiral blades on the straight line cuts, and I can do them with portraits. They're awesome for portraits, and I have no problems using them. But when it comes to making those straight line cuts, man, I have to go back to the flat blade.
Hmm.
I can't hardly do it with a spiral. Think that my hands don't move. I guess they don't move straight. They got a little wobble to it.
Well, I really
Yeah.
never cut a straight line straight with a spiral. It's always like on an angle.
Yeah.
I never try and cut it just because the teeth are kicking it one way or
Mm-hmm.
the other. So when you're pushing it straight, it's not gonna. It has a tendency to veer off.
Right. So if you're going
So
to cut that cross out, you're going to use a flat blade.
this perimeter, I use a flat blade just
Okay.
because I don't want to sand.
Yeah.
I use the modified geometry,
Yeah.
and there's no sanding when I'm done
Right.
on the
That,
outside.
that's why I
So
like my ultra reverse. Are pretty much the same. You using the Niqua blades?
yes, these are
Okay.
Nikos.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why the same thing as my Flying Dutchman.
Well, the Nikwas are the spirals. The flat is the Pegasus.
Oh, is that right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Pegasus has. I do have Pegasus spirals, but I like the Nikwas as far as the the Pegasus cut very aggressive
Right.
and fast.
And fast.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I try to I tend not to use them as much with the detail stuff. Like when I'm cutting something big,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll use or something that doesn't have to get fine detail. I'll use the
Yeah.
Pegasus ones because then I'll just like hog it out real quick
Mm-hmm.
and be done. But when I do the little stuff, I like the I like the Nikwas just because I got a little bit of flex, and
Mm.
I gotta push it.
Well, what size blade are you using right now?
This one's a 2/0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Kind of.
using a 3/0.
Well, I'm kind of surprised at that small of a blade with a stack of four.
Oh yeah, I've done an inch and a half. I've done 2x4s
No kidding.
with a 2/0 blade.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why when people say wrong blade, if you can cut it and you
It's
can
not
feel
the.
good, it
It's
it
not.
doesn't matter what blade you use.
Yeah, that's not the wrong blade if it works.
Yeah, you know, what's the best blade out there? Well, go buy them all and you cut with them, and then you can tell what the best blade is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you one, and then five other people will tell you five other brands. So
Yeah.
I'll just tell you my experience and what I use. Anytime I'm in any of those groups, people ask, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
tell them. I say, these are the blades I use. This is where I get them from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get a sample pack and test it out yourself. I mean, that's the best thing you could do. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
good thing. They sell sample packs, so you can get a couple of different sizes, test them out, and you know,
Go from there.
yeah, figure out for yourself which ones you
Right.
like. You know,
I've
'cause
had
when
I've
I
had people tell me they don't use anything but Olson blades. And I bought a pack of Olson blades when I first got my first saw. I bought them at Woodcraft in Houston. That's all they had. They didn't have any other brands.
Mm.
And so I bought a pack of them and I got them home and I started using them. I threw them in the trash can. I said, no, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I don't see how anybody could like these at all. I've heard more than one person say they like Olson blades. I said, well, you'd have told me that 2 years ago, you could have had every one of them I had.
That's like Wes. Wes was an Olson guy.
That's
He
what I've
used
heard
it for
him say
years,
that. Yeah.
but he will never use it. He'll never go back to them.
No, no, no.
And I think
I,
he's like me. I think he likes the Nequa spirals and he likes the
mhm.
Pegasus modified. So,
When I was in Houston, I got a sampler pack that what's her name? The Anise.
oh,
But
Annalise, yeah, yeah,
Annalise, okay, yeah. She gave me a sampler pack because we couldn't make my credit card work uh, because they're from Canada and
yep.
my bank wouldn't allow it. And it really aggravated me to no end. I called my bank up. I said, "What is going on with y'all?" And because they had fraud from England and from Canada, they put a stop on it. And so I basically have to tell them that I'm going to be ordering from Canada or from England, such and such company, such and such amount of money before they'll let it pass through the
Yeah,
fraud
let it
part.
go.
Basically take myself off of fraud for a day, and then they'll put me right back on to save me, to
Yeah.
help me. And I had no idea. In fact, I didn't even know the company was in Canada until that time. And when
Yeah,
she told me that,
originally they were on the East Coast.
is that right?
Yeah, and then when Steven took it over or purchased it, he brought it back to Vancouver. So they're
Mm-hmm.
out in Vancouver
Okay.
on the West Coast. So
Hmm. Wow. But anyways, the sampler pack, I liked them. I had spirals in there, and I had some straight blades, and I liked them pretty well. At least the ones I did have, they cut through like butter,
hmm
And I said, "Well, gee, these are pretty good." And then they break. You
oh
put
yeah,
another one in. It's just the way it was. But they were pretty good blades. I still have some of them out there, and but I got a lot more Flying Dutchmen sitting out there at the moment. So kind of going through those.
yeah.
But
That's
it's
the
been a
thing
while.
with the Pegasus blades. They're so sharp, they're brittle.
Yeah,
So if you get a little bit of a ding as far as like a
yeah,
bend, like if I did that with a Pegasus blade,
yeah.
that would snap.
Wow.
That's how that weight of the saw would snap that blade. So, but they cut like
Yeah.
you want to hog something. I've cut inch thick purple heart with it.
Wow.
You know, that's what I tell people.
Now that's pretty hard wood, eh?
Oh yeah.
That's what I thought.
And I may went through, and I think it was. You know what it was? It was the backer to one of these crosses,
No kidding.
and I may have went through like 4 or 5 blades because I'm so used to cutting poplar and pine and oak.
Right.
Cutting purple heart, you gotta go a little bit slower. So me, trying to hog out and cut, I would snap it a couple times. But it'll cut. I just, you know, and I think who was it? I think it was Mark Schaefer. I think it was when we were at one of the shows in Iowa. I think he actually put a forest scene cut that he did out of 1.5 inch. I want to say oak.
Wow.
I think it was 1.5 inch oak. I think that's what it was. And he did that all with a 2-aught spiral blade.
You got to be kidding. It must have
Uh-uh.
took forever.
I don't know, but it looked clean. You know, it looked beautiful. But that's why when people, like I say, so what size blade do I need for a 1/2 inch thick Just grab a blade and start cutting. I don't think there's a, you know, it's not like an oil change that you have to use five W30. You know.
Right. Yeah, I was brought up in this as the thicker the wood, you need the thicker the blade. So that was my mindset,
Oh
and
yeah.
I have used those. I like those 2/0s. I have 2/0s in the Flying Dutchman, and I have 3/0 somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I got some, and I like them. They're thin as all get out, but they cut good.
Yep.
I
Yeah, I
like
cut
it.
this all these like I'm not bothering
Oh
with it on
yeah,
this side. But
yeah.
this side I actually cut with the 3/0, all the little
Oh
lines.
yeah.
And there's not a whole lot of difference as far as thickness
Mm-hmm.
between the 2/0 and the 3/0, but you know, I was just
Right.
trying to I just wanted to play with it a little bit because I don't
Well,
think I ever used the 3/0 before, and not to my knowledge.
really, doing her crosses, her memorial crosses. There's a lot of small, intricate cuts on those things, and you pretty much have to use a small blade like that too.
Mm.
It's something else. Anyway, I'm gonna have to cut back over to the shop, fella,
Okay.
and yeah, I'll keep up with you. I'll come back after a while.
All right. No problem.
All right,
I'll be here.
all right. See you later.
All right. Bye. That one broke. Let's try this one here. What I'm going to try and do is move this light over a little bit. All right. That looks a little bit better. Hey, Steve, how are you? Hello, Maple Tree Studios. Welcome. Oh, that's right. His name's Dale. Sorry. If anybody out there has any questions, just type them in the chat and answer them in between cuts. How's everybody's day going? Did I forget another hole? No. Right where the tape is. All right, almost done with this side. Just grab a drink, hold on. All right. Yeah, this one, if I could scroll. Why can't you scroll? You don't have a saw or you don't know how. But yeah, this is a fun cut. I've done, I don't know, maybe a dozen of these. I would say almost a dozen of each of the three. This is the communion one. I also have a confirmation one and a baptism one. It's four stacked. So 1/4 inch birch, four stack, 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. I love you too, McKenna. She's still watching her on the TV? If anybody has any questions out there, just type them in the chat, and in between cuts, I will answer you. Maybe it's that light that's bothering me. Hold on. Oh, now she's on the computer. Reputer. The Reputa. Well, that's much better. Yes, Dale. What is the what's the name of the stuff, and where did you get it? Steve Dale may have left. just gonna finish. Oh, that's not the right. There we go. I'm going to cut this last. Is that? Yeah. Probably cut this one and this here, and then I'll switch back to the 3/0 and do the letters and the words and the doves at the top. Finish the kid. All right, take this. Yeah, we're gonna try this. It's got a little bit of a hook to the end of it, but Let's get a drink. Lock this in. No, it's not locked. Locked. Flipped. Hold on. It doesn't look like I drilled all the holes through. Um, just give me a second, come off camera here and drill these holes. I don't know how I missed all these holes. Well, I drilled them, but I guess they didn't get all the way through. I usually set the stop on the drill press so I know how deep I have to go. And I guess the nut that just holds that must have vibrated 32nd of an inch, maybe. I think that's it. It's funny how I could have sworn I looked at them all. Maybe I didn't. I'm just going to use a different blade. The end of that has just a little bit of a bend to it. It's not wanting to go through all 4 layers. So Getting close, getting close. Sorry, I thought I had you on mute, off mute. Um, one of these by itself probably 3.5 hours to cut. Um, Stacked takes a little bit longer just because you're cutting through more material and being a little bit more meticulous where your lines hit. Um, but yeah, so 3.5 hours probably. Step away 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Ooh. Come on. Dang it.